Welcome to another experience video. So I mentioned this one briefly before. So 2018, I think it was, there was something called a psychic switch night, and what that is it's 4 mediums who travel the UK together as a group with their event organizer. You buy a seat at a table. There's usually 10 people per table, 4 tables, 4 mediums, and they kind of go around. The whole point is everyone's supposed to get a reading. With Romanies, you often find the Gaji, the Gorger can't read for you. It's usually people from your own breed who can read for you. We don't choose it that way. I think we're just naturally hard people to read for. And yeah, so you know, 4 mediums came around and not one person could read for me. One of them I was particularly drawn to. There was an older lady called Rose, and I was like, you know, you've got some Roma in you, you've got some Romany in you. I'm gonna pay for a private reading, which is what I did do. And she spent like an extra half an hour with me, bless her. And she was like, do you want tarot or do you want mediumship? And I'm like, mediumship. And she was really shocked by that. I think most people must go for tarot. And she's like, well, who do you want to contact? And I said, who's there? She goes, no, who do you want to contact? And I said, okay, my grandmother. You know, I never met her. She died before I was born. My dad was only 18 months old when she died. She died in a car crash up in Preston. And so she focuses, and then she just goes grey. She goes absolutely grey. And she goes, all I'm seeing is blood. Did you die of an aneurysm? I said, no. I said, it was a car crash. It was horrific. And it explains the blood anyway. So she went on to say basically that I'm nothing like my parents and this and that, which is true. I'm nothing like them, which is a good thing. She goes, you know, you've broken the mold. She's very proud of you and stuff. And then she goes on, and this is something that I've mentioned in another video, and she goes, you've got an aunt who did the tea leaves. And so I hid my tattoos. I wasn't wearing hoop earrings. I wasn't wearing coins. I wasn't wearing nothing that could give me away from what I was. And I was like, okay. And I knew that my mum's half sister did the tea leaves, but I was thinking, she's alive. It can't be her that she's referring to. And I was thinking, who can she mean? And then a few months later, I found out that my grandfather's sister had recently passed away. So at that time of the reading, she'd passed away, but I hadn't heard about it. I mean, I'm not close to my family in the slightest. And plus, in this part of the family live opposite end of the country. And I was thinking, oh, well, maybe she means her, you know. So then I got in touch with one of my cousins, my dad's first cousins, and she's like, no, she didn't. She did the crystal ball and she did the tarot, but she didn't do tea leaves. I was thinking, So then I told my cousin about what the medium had said, and she goes, oh no, that's Aunt Lavinia. And I'd never met Lavinia. She was a very famous tea leaf reader from Northampton, apparently. But I never got around to meeting her. Not that I remember of anyway. And she's like, no, that's Aunt Lavinia. And so what the medium had meant was my great aunt, not my aunt. So sometimes when it comes to readings and timings and stuff like that, things don't always make sense straight away. I mean, it's 2024 now, and we're going back to 2018, 2019, 2018. So that's a lot of years in between for me to kind of finally get what she meant. So when you do have readings and stuff, don't completely dismiss things if you don't understand them, because as long as you make note of it, some of these things will sink in at another time. You know, there's been times when names and stuff haven't made sense to me, and then it's only when I go back and do my family tree or stuff like that, or ask around, they're like, oh yeah, that's so and so. So my advice to you as a medium and as someone who's had readings is don't dismiss anything that a medium tells you. Just take note of it. Even if you can't take it at that point, take note of it, because it will probably make sense down the line. Anyway, so that was my experience with the psychic switch. I won't go into too much detail about what she said because it was private. Yeah, so that was that experience.